Just want to say thank you so much for everything, for your hospitality and all the goodness you brought to us. Thank you for sharing the recipe for the pasta too. Salute.
Thank you to you.
Salute.
Salute.
Salute. Salute. Salute. It's a storm coming, and I think we're gonna have to go back and drink and eat.
Pasta.
Beautiful. They are absolutely gorgeous. It's extremely exciting to be in New York City and to run the restaurant, but you still need to come out and be inspired by nature. That's the lardo di colonnata. Grazie.
L'ardo di colonnata deve avere, per avere l'IGP, deve avere il minimo di 6 mesi di stagionatura.
This product is absolutely incredible. Really amazing. I'm thankful to what life brings to me. It's always about enjoying, celebrating, respecting the world where we are today. On today's show, we will take you to Tuscany. When you come to Tuscany, you have thousands of years of history and heritage. As a chef, as a creative mind, you get inspired by your surroundings. What could be better than going from family farm to artisan market to actually making ricotta cheese that will put to good use when I visit Giovanna, a local chef who showed me how to make ravioli as her father taught her. That will be used as an inspiration for our cooking segment in our kitchen. And today, we are going to make a great carbonara. It's very special when you go into a farm like that and you feel so welcome. I grew up in the country as well, in France, and for me it was very nice to go back to a farm. He's happy to see me, huh? Over the years, I almost forgot the way it is, and it's about authenticity. You have the cows. First of all, they are beautiful animals. And what I love about the farmer is that he was so proud of his animals. You don't realize until you see those cows how big they are. This is really massive. She's about 800 kilos, which is probably 1,800 pounds. It's a lot. We're gonna go get some chestnuts in the woods.
Okay.
When is the season for the chestnuts? The best chestnuts will go into the cooking for the family. The poor quality chestnuts eventually will go to the cows. And it just makes sense. And it's a natural way of exploiting the land. The cows, of course, are happy to have chestnuts, and I'm sure it has an influence on the quality of the meat, on the quality of the animals. It's just a natural way of living. And over there, you can see it's a cow who just got a baby last night. And she was alone, and this morning we came, and now she has a baby veal. Well, I would have loved, of course, to find some porcinis in those woods because it's where they are, and it's the season for porcini. However, this year they had very little rain, and the porcinis are not out right now. So in nature, it's not something that it's a guarantee thing. Sometimes, depending on the weather, you get what you were expecting. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and it's part of the life. Just reproducing something also is very important in cooking. You don't have to be necessarily an artist in every recipe that you are producing. And sometimes carrying the history of a dish and duplicating the same dish can be very rewarding. For instance, charcuterie, cold cuts, all the salumeria, and it's a tradition that is carried for actually centuries. This is made with the head of the pig, and it's very well seasoned. It's very tender. It's really something I enjoy eating. And here in France and in Spain, we do that as well. We cook the head of the pig and then we chop into different pieces and assemble it like a sausage like that. And you put a lot of seasoning and garlic, and it's very good. Look at the crocus flowers. It's how they make the saffron with it, with the pistil of it. It's incredible. I have never seen fresh one. First time. This is the most expensive spice in the world. And every crocus flower gives few pistils that have to be harvested by hand. And then you dry them and you use them in cooking, and it gives this very, very distinctive flavor and also a great color. Hello.
Morning.
Eric, nice to meet you. I was excited to go to Il Palagiaccio because I understand the theory of making cheeses and I have seen some images about making cheeses, but the experience of really being there and participate in it, to me it's very exciting.
This is high quality for ravioli di ricotta or cannelloni or crepe.
I will never see a cheese again the same way. The way, you know, when you go see the process of making wine, when you go see the process of making cheese, when you go see any process, you definitely have a different vision about the product itself and a different appreciation, of course. Well, the end product was a little bit surprising to me because I never tasted a ricotta with such a silky texture before. It has been always a little bit more grainy. But that texture and silkiness I will never forget. So now it's going to become a reference for me. That's high quality ricotta. He has a very delicate texture. We're not leaving, we're staying here today.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Let's go do some shopping. That instrument is for the white truffle. It's a slicer. It's very beautiful. Beautiful, huh? When you see the meat, which is not packaged in a little box with a plastic on top, when you see the real product and you see someone cutting a piece of the steak like we bought today, for instance, and you're so close to it, and it's just exciting. I was about to buy the entire store. Not too long ago, it was like that everywhere. In Italy, in the market, when you walk there, you see the vegetables and the fruits, and they're not packaged the way we can see them in the US. And they're not as polished, and they don't have the jumbo sizes. However, we know, because we tested that food, that when you taste those vegetables, they are incredibly flavorful, and the packaging doesn't really matter.
Ok, uno.
Spinaca?
Sì.
Molto. Grazie.
Grazie, buongiorno. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. To be participating in a process of making something is definitely a rich experience. And I love it because actually I don't have the burden of producing. I'm basically a guest.
Eric!
Hello, Giovanna,
Ciao.
how are you?
Fine.
Good to see you. I brought the spinach.
Oh, ravioli.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
So how much flour do you think I should,
Okay.
just like that, through the sieve? So,
Okay.
Okay.
Put the eggs.
So how many eggs are we going to put inside? So we do first
Begin
we do
with five.
like
Begin with five.
a fontaine, right? Like a
Yes.
volcano. When was the first time you made a pasta?
I was very baby, very young. My father prepared pasta for the family. One day he let me alone and went in the garden, and he told to me, make pasta. And after,
Like that, pasta like that.
Pasta
Exactly
all'uovo.
the way we do it.
I'm not able, I cried. And he told me, make yourself, you are able.
Okay.
More eggs.
More eggs?
Yes.
Those eggs are pretty big. This is a
Yeah, this big,
size
you see.
eggs. Like that?
See? Aspetta.
So we
like a
started.
play of children, okay?
Oh, that I can do. Like a play of children, exactly what I do usually. You don't put salt and you don't put water in that dough.
No water, not oil.
So you do that, like, is it important to do it fast, or you can do it, if you do it slow, it's better, or it doesn't matter?
It's not important.
It's
Important that the pasta feels the hand, the warmth of the hand. I try it with a machine. Change it.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. Adesso mettiamo qua.
Okay. It's coming together, huh?
Uh-huh.
When we do dough, not for pasta, but when we do dough for a tart or, pâte brisée,
See.
we always break the flour like that. So you break the dough so the gluten doesn't become too elastic.
I know how to do it, but I'm not able, brisée. It's a French. It's very French.
Okay, so we do it the Italian way. I don't do it.
Perfect.
Is it good yet or not yet?
Too much soft?
Too soft. So we
Allora,
have to
we
add,
put other flour, so inside
yes.
and outside.
And then
so.
you fold it like that.
Yes.
So you make pasta every day? It's what
Yes.
every day for the restaurant.
But pasta you can do and make, for example, tagliatelle or the other kind of pasta to leave it. It's dry.
Oh, you let them dry and then...
Yes, it's good for a week.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Let's see.
Questa è buona.
Yes.
Now it rests
How long do we have to let it rest?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
So the resting process is because you don't want the dough to shrink, right? It's
Yes.
why we let it rest.
And it became liscia.
The dough becomes smoother.
Yes.
So we are going to remove the stem from the spinach, and we will boil you boil the spinach?
Yes, a little. Sometimes without water. Only with
Sometimes-
only with the water that it contains.
Ah, so you put them in a pan?
Yes,
And-
with a little salt.
Yes. Some
So-
oil or no oil?
It's not important. It's important after boiled to take away the water.
To press,
Press-
to make sure that
yes,
it's very dry.
It's very important. I think it's enough for
Yeah.
our
We have enough for the
eh?
pasta? Oh, good. So now we are going to make the filling. So I make the egg yolk. And then
Salt.
the salt,
Pepper,
pepper,
noce moscata,
yes,
in English.
nutmeg.
A good smell.
Yes, I love nutmeg.
Ricotta,
Ricotta.
more for one egg. We put one egg. More.
More, okay. More?
Okay, it's okay. Parmesan.
Like that, I guess.
Okay, it's good. E poi we mix it. And we put a little spread down.
You want me to mix?
Yes.
So you don't mix with a whisk, you mix with a fork, huh?
Yes.
It's good consistency?
See, a little soft.
Is a little bit soft?
It's important that it's dry and cold, so it doesn't wet the pasta.
It doesn't wet the pasta because you don't want the pasta to be
Yes.
soggy and...
And the pasta can open too. Perfect.
I like that.
Allora, we have to make
roller?
thin the pasta. It's difficult. A little flour on.
Sure.
So, in the middle, okay?
Oh, that's difficult. Huh?
It's more difficult.
Because the more you go like that, and the more it comes back.
So,
You roll the same way?
I the same, but there is.
Ah, that's different. Thank you, huh?
So the hand works.
How do you call it in Italian?
Matterello.
Matterello.
It needs also for the wife. It's a defense arm for the
It looks like it's
for
a,
the wife.
it looks like you have a great defense.
We make a strip,
Yes?
so.
And then you pull a bit
Yes.
more. So you take the mix, and then a little bit. You have the speed, the technique and the speed. I don't have that.
Yes. But it's also nice when everybody are different, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
What makes it unique, huh? So now is one of the challenge.
Okay.
Is to do like that.
So,
You pull.
stop.
Stop.
Here.
Oh, here in the middle.
Okay, here.
Until you do it yourself, I think you don't realize the challenge that it is.
Perfect.
I'm very happy. You don't have to press too much, just a little bit, right?
It's the cutter tool that help.
The cutter seals the bag. This one may be open. The spinach is too close. I got too confident.
Perfect. A masterpiece.
Oh, really? Thank you very much.
Perfect. A very
Thank
clever
you.
student.
Ah,
You taste
of course
your
I'm going to
ravioli.
taste. I recognize this one.
Buoni?
Yeah,
Ah, clever, clever.
I like the sage.
Yes.
You put it in the butter,
Yes, a little water.
a little bit of
A
water.
little water, the same water that I use for boiling ravioli. Inside there is the image of the pasta,
Yes.
and I put a little water in the butter, so it cook very softly without smelling burnt. Pulito.
Ciao. Today we are going to do a very simple pasta, something that doesn't require too much time, but makes so much sense in terms of having fun and cooking. We are going to do a carbonara, or a sauce at least inspired by what the Italians call carbonara. In Italy they do the carbonara with egg yolk, pasta and pancetta, and we are going to use the egg yolk, but we will add some crème fraîche, and also instead of the pancetta we are using some smoked bacon. So I'm going to start with boiling water. And when you cook pasta, you really want to put a good amount of salt so that that way the pasta will be seasoned by absorbing the salt properly in the water. I'm slicing a couple of pieces of the slab bacon that has been smoked, and I'm going to do some lardon. Not too thin, but not too thick either, because I don't want the bacon to be overwhelming the pasta. This is really a French adaptation of Italian carbonara sauce. We are going to saute our bacon in a very hot pan. So the bacon goes into our pan here, and it's going to render some fat and cook nicely and become a little bit crunchy. And you can see it goes very fast. Sometimes if your bacon doesn't have too much fat, you can add a little bit of oil. This is some canola oil, just a tiny, tiny bit, and it already smells good. And you can see it goes very, very fast. Very nice like that. I like to use canola oil because the flavor is very neutral. If you use olive oil, the olive oil, especially when it's hot, has the tendency to become very, very strong in terms of smell and even flavor. So the bacon is taking that nice brown, crunchy texture. I'm just going to remove the excess oil or excess fat. I will keep the bacon inside the pan, but just the fat is being drained from it. And then on a lower heat, I'm going to use some of the crème fraîche and add it to the bacon. Crème fraîche is a French name for cultured cream. We are going to add a lot of black pepper. And soon as the cream will boil, I will stop the heat and keep it until my pasta is cooked. If you don't find some crème fraîche, heavy cream will be perfect because sour cream, although it's very thick when it's raw, when it boils has the tendency to break. So no sour cream, heavy cream will be perfect. I'm gonna stop the heat, reserve it for the moment, and we have the boiling water. The dry pasta is going into the water. I'm using a pasta that is made in a very little town in Italy, and the special characteristics of this pasta is that they cook in 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, and the consistency is really fantastic. Sometimes when you have dry pasta like that, they have the tendency to stick together on the ends, so I want to make sure it doesn't. I'm going to lower a little bit the heat here. So this type of pasta is called fettuccine, and it's a flat pasta, and that will drink the sauce very well because of if it was a spaghetti, it's so thin, it doesn't drink the sauce as much as the fettuccine. It's why we're using a fettuccine here. At the end, I will add the egg yolk, so I'm gonna separate the egg yolk from the white. And we can put the egg yolk right here in the sauce. Let's see how the pasta is becoming softer, and I'm gonna try one. The water was salted, but the pasta hasn't absorbed all the saltiness yet, so it's a bit bland. I may have to adjust at the end when I will mix it with my sauce. I'm going to drain the pasta. I left a little bit of water in it, and that will bring a little bit more moisture into my pasta. And then we just have to mix the sauce that I have made with the bacon and the egg yolk into the pasta. Mix it together with the egg yolk, and that will give a nice liaison to the pasta. While the pasta is absorbing all the sauce, I'm going to cut some chives. So I'm slicing the chives very thin, and I'm going to mix that chives in the pasta now. I'm going to plate the pasta. A little bit of the remaining sauce with some of the bacon, and I just have to grate a little bit of Parmesan on top. It's really delicious. What I love about it is that you have the smokiness of the bacon, a little bit of the meatiness, of course. You have a lot of moisture coming from the crème fraîche and the egg yolk, and at the same time, we kept the texture of the pasta slightly firm, al dente. The chives gives a slightly oniony flavor, which enhances all the other components in this dish. Santé. Cook from life.
To quit your job and live the life you've always dreamed of?
You're really living the dream, I would imagine, the expat dream.
I feel more free here than I do in the States.
This is it, man. This is the life.
Join me, Savannah Jane Buffett, as I follow two buddies from college who quit their grueling office jobs and moved down to St. John to be bartenders in paradise. Now they're not just serving drinks, they've created the #1 microbrew in the Caribbean.
I looked out and there's about 30 cubicles. And at that moment, I said, I can't.
I knew I wanted to roll the dice and that I wanted to take a break from what I was doing. Nice place to live, don't you think?
Not bad.
It was a very surreal feeling because this is all new to me. This was going to be my new home. At that point, we knew we were all in.
They're the lucky guys, man. They make beer for a living on an island.
It's just two guys hanging out in the Caribbean and brewing some great beer, and living the dream, I guess.